ओम नमः श्री यतिराजाय विवेकानंद सूरये सच्चित सुख स्वरूपाय स्वामिने तापहारिणे जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयो श्रित्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः। ओम असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय। ओम शांति शांति शांति। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखमाप्नुयात्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Respected professors, faculty members, staff members, administrative officers, students of IIM, my dear brother monks who have come from Ramakrishna Mutt, Basavagudi, Bengaluru, all the other dignitaries present here, respected guests, dear friends. It's a pleasure to meet all of you this morning. I'm thankful to IIM Bangalore. Some other IIMs also have gone, but I was very, very much impressed by the beautiful campus of IIM Bangalore. Very green, and I was told it is going to become, a whole campus will become green with so many solar tops, and solar energy and electric power may reduce to zero. Of course, the electric board will get offended. In Gujarat, it is becoming like that. Now they don't have the money to pay to the salary because all are putting on the solar things, and the electric bill is almost come to zero in many, including our organization there in Rajkot. Anyway, but this is the need of the hour, and climate change requires it. We understand now how much temperature is rising. So all these things are very much necessary. Making use of the alternative energy, climate change, greenery, and planting the trees. And here is a beautiful greenery. So I'm very happy to come to this beautiful campus of IIM Bangalore. The topic that has been given is Progressive India. Very beautiful topic and very relevant. Why relevant? Because just now we finished Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, 75 years of our independence. And we are now looking towards the Amrit Kal, next 25 years. And our Prime Minister of India has given the vision that by 2047, India will become a developed country. Earlier, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam had given the vision of a developed country by 2020. He wrote the book India 2020, a vision of the new millennium. As you know, incidentally, when I met on 16th April 2003 at Rashtrapati Bhavan, I had gone there to hand over a DVD that we had prepared based on the speech that he had delivered at Porbandar while inaugurating one of the 81 school buildings constructed by us, Ramakrishna Mission, in the whole of Gujarat as a part of earthquake rehabilitation project. He had given a beautiful speech, so I wanted to give that one. At that time, we had a lot of talks. Earlier also, we had traveled together by car and by plane and all that. So he was very intimate, but I didn't know. I was very apprehensive, not that he is the President of India, Rashtrapati, how he will behave. But he was as humble as ever and as friendly as ever. Anyway, so I took advantage and liberty with him. I said, Dr. Kalam, you want to make India a developed country by 2020, very good. But I can tell you, even if you bring the wealth of the whole World Bank and put into the 5-year plan, our GDP growth will be there, but the poverty of the poor people will not go. This was 16th April 2003. In 2005, we had GDP growth of 9.5%, but 40% below the poverty line. As on today, also 20% below the poverty line. But that time, the percentage was very much more. And so I said, then He said, why Swamiji? Then I said jokingly, you see, the former Prime Minister of India said if you put 1 rupee the 5-year plan, only 15 paisa comes to the grassroots level farmer. I'm afraid even 5 paisa is coming or not. Rampant corruption in the country today. And by the time this 5 paisa has come, the farmer has already committed suicide. I told all these things, point blank. And I said, Dr. Kalam, I'm not talking to you from newspapers reports because we have many service projects. I was at that time Ranchi. Earlier, I was in Ranchi, Divyan Krishi Vigyan Kendra. That time it was in Bihar and I had to go to Patna. I'm talking about way back in 1977, 78. And for getting our land back from the government. So that time I saw with my own eyes the principal secretary to the chief minister has got everything on the table under the glass. The rates are fixed for transfer so many lakhs of rupees, for for posting so many lakhs of rupees. Everything is there because there is no time to negotiate. There are so many people are coming, and within 24 hours the order has to be given. Most efficient government at that time in the world. So this is what I saw. So I didn't say all the details, but I said, Dr. Kalam, I am speaking from my own experience, how rampant is the corruption in the country today. Bihar might have specialized at that time, but it was all over India. So then he became serious. What is the solution, Swamiji? I said, only one solution. What we should have done on 15th August 1947, we should do it now. What is that? Swami Vivekananda said, education, education, education alone is the panacea of all our evils. But what type of education? Swami Vivekananda has said, what we want is man-making education, character-building education. Sarcastically, we are now giving money-making education. Everybody interested, package, package, package. Even in IIMs, IITs, everywhere. Ultimately, what counts is if your performance is good, that is dependent on what type of placement you get, what type of packages your students are getting. That's the only criteria, whether you're producing human beings of the excellent quality who are wanting to serve the nation, or whether you are producing the money-making animals. That is not being done, even as on today. Now, NEP 2020 has come where they're talking about value education without giving the name of Swami Vivekananda. Many ideas are there. And hopefully, if it is implemented, it will make a change. The result may come after 15, 20 years when the students who are receiving value education, character building education today may become enlightened citizens. And then Dr. Kalam also said, when I said this one, then Dr. Kalam said, what you say is right. Let us, Swamiji, work together for this value education. I said, the first step, you come to Porbandar, we are going to start Vivekananda Institute of Value Education Culture. And we want that you should inaugurate. Because when we are talking about values, the person who is inaugurating should himself have values. And I know not who can be a better fitting person than you to inaugurate this one. He said, Swamiji, I'll come. He kept his promise. And on 12 January 2006, on Swami Vivekananda's birthday, there's National Youth Day, as you know. He came, inaugurated Vivekananda Institute of Value Education Culture, and he narrated how Swami Vivekananda, in his lecture, how Swami Vivekananda had inspired Jamshedji Tata to start Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru, while they were both traveling from Japan to Chicago on the ship Empress of India, and how Jamshedji Tata had written to Swami Vivekananda. He read out that letter also, dated 23rd of November 1898, where Jamshedji Tata says, I have started this scheme, you must have doubtless heard of this, and you might remember me as a fellow passenger, and I humbly request you, earnestly request you, to bring out a pamphlet. I know not of a person who could be the general of this campaign, then Vivekananda. This is the words he has used. Anyway, afterwards, Swami Vivekananda puts Nivedita on the job, and somehow or the other, with all the great resistance of the British government, ultimately in 1911, it came And yesterday I was in Indian Institute of Science campus and I told all this story. So all this he told, and then there was question answer session, and where a question was raised that, sir, one boy stood up and said, sir, Operation Duryodhan, Operation Chakravyuh, and other operations have revealed the tip of the iceberg that is rampant corruption in the country today. As the President of India, how do you feel about it? And where do you think lies the solution? Then he got up and says, you see, the parliament has already taken some action on those MPs. Then he took out a book of Swami Vivekananda and read out a passage from Swami Vivekananda where Swami Vivekananda says, no number of parliament acts can make a nation good, can make a nation great. Then what can make a nation good and what can make a nation great? Again, he read out from the book of Swami Vivekananda. Only a large number of enlightened citizens, good citizens, can make a nation good, can make a nation great. And he also said, and the government cannot produce good people. The government will not produce good people. Then who can do it? Only 3 persons can do it, he said. Father, mother, and the teacher. So much depends upon the teachers. Father, mother themselves are not very much enlightened, but the teachers are enlightened human beings who can make a complete difference, a paradigm shift in making our India a developed country by 2047 as per the vision of Prime Minister of India. So anyway, I'm very happy to be here in this campus, and when we are talking about progressive India, I remember Dr. Kalam very much, because we had a lot of interaction, and he was so eager that India should go forward. And when I told whatever you are telling now was told by Swami Vivekananda and gave that book, he was surprised that as if he is sort of carrying that message of Swami Vivekananda to the modern generation. So now that is what I was telling, that 75 years of progressive India, let us first of all think how much we have achieved. We have got a long way. I was talking about 2003. Why I talked about it at that time, that was the situation. Even today there is corruption, but there is a paradigm shift. During this period also, we have got many achievements. So let us have a look at about these achievements. Number one is 75 years of progressive India, credible nuclear and space power. That is, whole world is now recognizing the nuclear and space power of India with Chandrayaan and Mars mission at such a low cost and all that. That credibility in the whole world of India has gone up. Startup ecosystem has become a center of attraction for the whole world. Largest young aspirational population and fastest growing market economy. As you know, our country now is the youngest country in the world with highest number of youth. 60% of the youth, 60% of the population is youth population, and that is their aspirations. And the way they are, if they are given proper direction, they can be great assets. And on the other hand, there is the fastest growing market economy also. India's global ranking for DBI, that is doing business with India, has moved up significantly. Favorite investment destination, garnering the highest annual FDI of $83.57 billion in the year 2021 to 2022. And that too, despite the pandemic. At that time, pandemic was there and the countries were struggling hard to preserve their economy. It is at that time we had this $83.57 billions of FDI flow. Industrial Revolution 4.0 moving to a higher orbit. FDI equity inflows in manufacturing rose by 76% in 2021-22, well supported by Indian policies like Make in India. Indian exports of goods and services reached over $600 billion in 2021-22. Atmanirbhar Bharat, India is focusing on self-reliance with a global footprint. Though we are talking about self-reliance, at the same time, we have a global footprint. Digital India Innovate India, Startup, and Stand Up India have become the hallmark of a unique digital footprint. India accounts for now 40% of global digital payments. Can you imagine even a small farmer is now given a digital card? Digital card, he never knew what is the digital card. The cash money has gone and digital money is coming. And gradually, digitalization is coming in a very big way, in the fastest possible manner among all the countries. India accounts for 40% of global digital payments. Of all the payments in the whole world, 40% is accounted by India. India at United Nations Security Council is no longer pleading for a place on the horseshoe table, but claims it on the basis of her credentials. The way the foreign policy has been there for last few years, the admiration, the appreciation for India in this whole global scenario has become so high that now we are demanding that position in the Security Council with authority and not begging. India is on the forefront of fight against climate change. That is One Planet, One Health initiative and so many other initiatives. And they are very, very important. That is the need of the hour, as you know. India's capacity building assistance under the IEC, under the ITEC, Indian Technical and Economic Cooperatives, to over 160 countries and supply of essential medicines during pandemic. During pandemic, we provided all that medicines necessary for pandemic to the whole world, and the whole world is amazed at such a speed we provided the vaccines against this pandemic. So, over 160 countries, India's capacity building assistance under the ITEC to over 160 countries and supply of essential medicines during pandemic have given it unparalleled heft as a responsible global-centric power, always rising to the occasion. Great creditable job. Unprecedented support for India at the international fora, including at the declaration of the June 21 as the International Yoga Day, due to its share and care attitude. Now, because of India's share and care attitude, and because we are coming to the aid of the countries whenever needed, with open arms, we are helping all the countries. Because of that, what happened? On 25th of September 2014, the Prime Minister of India made a proposal, United Nations General Assembly, that 21st June celebrated as International Yoga Day. It takes a long time normally, but surprisingly, within a few months, that is on 11th of December 2014, United Nations General Assembly passed the resolution that yes, 21st June should be celebrated as International Yoga Day every year. Not with majority, unanimously. That is the surprise. Out of 198 countries, 178 countries voted, and all voted. Not a single country they had any sort of reservations for that. That is the power of India now. And so from that year 2014 onwards, we know how we are celebrating 21st June as International Yoga Day and how much is enthusiasm created. In fact, it is more so in America and other countries rather than India. Even the New York Square, they are having yoga demonstrations on that day and all that in a very big way. All the countries are going. In fact, there was a news item in the newspaper, Americans going gaga over yoga. And the Time magazine brought out a special issue with a Hollywood actress meditating on the front page. Inside story was that 20 millions of Americans are regularly meditating. 20 millions of Americans regularly meditating. And now, the article's name was Just Say Om. And it was inside story was written that 20 millions of Americans regularly meditating. You cannot avoid meditation now. Everywhere there are meditation chambers, and the airports, railway platforms, in educational institutions, boardrooms, classrooms, everywhere there are meditation chambers. When I went in 2010 to America, United Nations, I saw in the ground floor, the corner, it was written meditation chamber, meditation center in United Nations. And my return flight in 2004 was from Zurich to Bombay. There I had plenty of time. I was just roaming over the airport, new airport. And I saw there is a board there, there is a chamber there, meditation chamber. So more than India, even foreign countries, Europe, America, are going for yoga and meditation. That is the power of Indian spirituality. India is all set up to take up a benign leadership role during Amrit Kal. That is, Amrit Kal is now next 25 years, with a strong polity, stronger economy, and efficient foreign policy, which is robust, resilient, and result-oriented, and more importantly, with the global good in the background. Communication technology has undergone transformation. Now it is a global village. So according to Kenichi Ohome, he has written a book. The name of the book is Borderless World. So Kenichi Ohome is that book. In the Borderless World, he said that now very soon a time will come when all the borders of all the countries will be removed. It has become a global village, and there the Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which is the mantra of India for thousands of years, will now become the mantra of this global regime. Arnold J. Toynbee, one of the greatest historians of our times, he was an officer, army officer in British Army, and he saw the First World War and the casualties, and he became so much disappointed and seeing so many people dying. He retired from the army, and he was thinking that the human civilization cannot survive now. With so much of destruction all over, it is not possible. By the time Second World War came, and he saw all the further casualties, though he was not at the time active in the war, but he was very much disturbed, and he lost all hopes for humanity. 1936, during the centenary of Sri Ramakrishna, he was called to a London center, and he was given a book of Sri Ramakrishna. After reading that, he said, no. There is hope for the humanity. There is hope for the humanity. And then he wrote as a foreword to that book, which Sri Ramakrishna's unique message. In the foreword, he wrote, the present chapter of the history had a Western beginning. But if the world has to survive from self-destruction in this atomic age, it must have an Indian end. The present chapter of the history had a Western beginning. But if the world has to survive in this atomic age from self-destruction, the only way is Indian way. The closing chapter, concluding chapter has to be Indian. It has to end with Indian chapter. And then he says, Emperor Ashoka and Mahatma Gandhi's principle of non-violence and Sri Ramakrishna's testimony as to the harmony of religions, these are the attitudes and the values which will save the whole world from self-destruction in this atomic age. So that is Arnold Toynbee also saying that now Indian spiritual culture will be penetrating for the good of the world. It is very necessary that this Indian spiritual culture, talking about Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, talking about global good, talking about harmony of religions, talking about non-violence, these are the attitudes and the values required by the whole world if the world has to survive. So that is the very important point that he has made. As far as management is concerned, the fourth wave of management is now coming slowly creeping into the management world. The first wave was the British style of management, when work measurement of Taylor's work method, measurement methods and method study and critical examination and all that were in vogue. The second wave of management was American style of management, when Peter Drucker became the guru of all. The third wave of management was Japanese style of management, when all started taking care of TQM, total quality management and all that. And the fourth wave now is coming, slowly creeping in, and that is the holistic style of management based on Indian ethos. And why? There are so many reasons. So many new things have come because of that. This one. Number one is now fifth M has become very important. So far, we were stressing on 4 M's. Management of money, financial management, management of persons, that is human resource development, or personal management, that time personnel management, and now it is human resource development, that is management of the persons, management of money, then management of machines, production planning and control, and management of materials management. These 4 very important management. Now the 5th M is coming. What is that? Management of mind. Management of mind is becoming very important. Many youngsters, they are just losing concentration, focus. They cannot concentrate. Attention span is reduced because of the social media and all that. Attention span is gone and concentration power is gone. So how to meditate, how to concentrate, and how to increase concentration of mind, that is a very big problem everywhere, but especially so in the field of management, it is prevalent more. Why? According to Chicago-based Research Corporation, 40% of the companies are now having regular courses on stress management. And stress management, the usual methods prescribed by the Western psychology are not working. For example, they say that you see, supposing one person is coming, one manager is going to the workplace. While he was coming out of his house, his wife gave a big thrashing. So now he could not say anything to her, because otherwise he will not get food. She will run away to house, her own house, and all that problem. So he pockets that insult. And after coming to the workplace, right and left, without any reason, he goes on firing his subordinates. Now the subordinates also know how to pay back in the same coin. But they keep mum, because if they pay back in the same coin, they will lose the job. So this insult goes inside the subconscious mind, creates stress and creates strain. So the psychologists say you should express your feelings. My God, if I express my feelings, I will lose my job. Don't worry. We have got the solution. What is the solution? Go to the market and purchase voodoo dolls and head diaries and punching bags. Come to the house, close the doors and windows of your room, and put the voodoo doll on your table. Now write down the name of your boss or your mother-in-law or your wife, whosoever you want to put your anger on. And now 3 types of pins are also available. Black pins for injury, blue pins for serious injury, and red pins are there for murdering. And just give a red pin and your boss is murdered. And you will have a lot of peace of mind without any tranquilizer. You will have get nice sleep. But unfortunately, problem is that next day again the boss is sitting on the chair. What to do? You killed him in your house. But what again is reading the what to do. So these are all quick fixes, but temporary methods. So that is why meditation and yoga, many of the companies are now adopting, even in America, corporate sector also, meditation sessions are there, and yoga and meditation is becoming prevalent. And Bhagavad Gita, for example, Bhagavad Gita's message of equanimity of mind, yoga karma sukhaushalam. These are being taught there. And of course, they have given a new name to that. This corporate sector in America, when they are applying this meditation and these techniques and Bhagavad Gita technique, so what they are saying is they have given the name karma capitalism. Karma capitalism. They have given the name. So, October 30, 2006, Pete Engredo and Jenna McGruger penned an article in Business Week entitled Karma Capitalism. There it is narrated how American companies are also adopting the message and also going for meditation for their stress development and all that. Karma capitalism. On August 19, 2019, the prestigious Roundtable issued a new statement redefining the purpose of a corporation. 181 CEOs of leading companies such as Amazon and Apple, who signed the new statement, committed to lead their companies for the benefit of all stakeholders, customers, employees, suppliers, communities, and shareholders. Not only for profit, but they will share this profit among all of that. That is, so great change is coming. And it is there. So another thing, for more than a decade now, United States businessmen have been sending signals on the importance of being a better human being in a roundabout way. In a roundabout way, they are telling, but the importance of human being, the importance of being empathic and being of helpful to all the communities is slowly coming up. And this is the need of the hour. Trusteeship management is very, very important, which is being told in our Indian ethos. One of the most important things told is about trusteeship management. And for the first time, and why it is important, because what is the phenomenon now? Now, most of the billionaires of the world are having access to, they are monopolizing the maximum wealth. 90% of the wealth is in the hands of a few billionaires. Can you imagine? A few billionaires are having 90% of the whole wealth of the whole world. On the other hand, there are a few who are starving and starving to death. These are the two ends. What is trusteeship management? Trusteeship management wants to bridge this gap between haves and have-nots. On the one hand, these millionaires and billionaires do not have peace of mind. They have money, but no peace of mind. They are suffering from affluenza. Oxford Dictionary has used new word now, affluenza. Influenza we know, but affluenza is a new word, and that comes to only affluent people. So affluenza has come, and in America, the parents have started affluenza resistance society also. So this affluenza has come. So these billionaires, most of them are suffering from affluenza. On the other hand, this minority, some people, another 10%, they are suffering in the world, they are suffering from starvation. They are so poor. So bridging the gap is very, very important. These people have got money, no peace of mind. These people have peace of mind, but no money. So if this money goes to the poor people somewhere or the other, these people will also be happier, and they will have peace of mind. How? By the principle of trusteeship management. In the corporate sector, for the first time, Swami Vivekananda, he applied this principle of trusteeship management. As you know, he went there in 1893. Swami Vivekananda delivered his historic speech in the World Parliament of Religions, and he had to stay back for 3 more years. He was so popular. Now, 1894, that time, the richest person of the world was John D. Rockefeller. At that time, he was passing through a very weak phase, and he had become so much anxious, so much worried. All the hair had gone. He had become emaciated. He was on the verge of death. That was the condition. At that time, somebody suggested why don't you come to my friend's house? A monk has come, a saint has come from India, and maybe by talking to him, you will get peace of mind. Rockefeller said, what? I have to go to a beggar for getting advice? No, I will not go. We are all beggars. We are beggars. We live on charity. We live on alms. So he said, I have to go to a beggar for getting advice? No, I will not go. But one fine morning, suddenly, he went to the place where Swami Vivekananda was staying. He called the bell. The butler opened the door. He went inside. Now, Swamiji at that time was not in his drawing room. He was in his study room and he was reading. Now, without being announced, Rockefeller went to his room. Now, Swami Vivekananda, as you know, had tremendous power of concentration. He was so engrossed that he did not notice Rockefeller coming. So Rockefeller stood for some time. Then he knocked at the table. Then Swamiji looked up. Then Rockefeller said, I am Rockefeller. Then Swami Vivekananda, what do you want? Now, he was not prepared for this treatment. Rockefeller means the President of America would get up from the seat, and here is person sitting, the beggar, sitting there and asking, what do you want? So he became so much annoyed. I don't want anything. Then Swami can, then why have you come? And he had come without invitation. So he could not say anything. Then Swami Vivekananda said, my dear Rockefeller, I know why you have come. You come here because you do not have peace of mind. And then he started narrating many incidents from the life of Rockefeller, which no one else knew except Rockefeller. Then he became excited. Who has told all this thing to you? Swamiji smiled and said, do you think it is necessary? I can see through your mind as I can see through a glass almirah. Then Rockefeller became non-plussed. By God, he has come to know all my secrets. And then Swami Vivekananda said, Rockefeller, remember, you are not the owner of your wealth. You are only a custodian of your wealth. Utilize this money for removing the sufferings of millions of people. That is the only way you can get peace of mind. There is no other way. And he became so much annoyed. He just left the room abruptly, as abruptly had come. Left. But after a week, again he came and called the bell. The butler opened the door. Again he went inside. Swamiji was not in drawing room, so he went to his study room. Swamiji was fully absorbed. So Rockefeller again, he knocked at the table. Then Swamiji looked up. Then Rockefeller put a piece of paper in which he had made an announcement of a huge donation for a public cause. And when Swami Vivekananda read it, Rockefeller said, now you must thank me. I followed your advice. Swamiji said, well, it is for you to thank me. By following my advice, you will get peace of mind, which cannot be purchased in the market from billions of dollars. So that was a very huge donation. Earlier also Rockefeller had given donation, but this was a very, very good donation. And so Rockefeller writes in his autobiography, and he went on to live for 98 years, healthy. And then he wrote in his biography, there is more to life than just earning money. Riches is not important. We must believe in giving. He says we must believe in giving. He does not give the name of Swami Vivekananda, but all the message, all these sentences as if you appear is what Swami Vivekananda telling. There is more to life than just accumulating riches. And there is power in giving. And there is peace of mind you get in giving. So that is how trusteeship management principle was, for the first time in the corporate sector, was advised by Swami Vivekananda. Then later on, now it has become, trusteeship management has become very important. And in India, now corporate social responsibility, CSR, has come. So if you don't do it willingly, now the law is there, you will have to have percentage from your profit for the welfare of the world. But this is what happens. Trusteeship management, of course, the roots of this trusteeship management are in our Upanishad. Isha Vashupna says, Isha Vasamidam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagat tena taktena bhunjitha ma grada kasya siddhanam. The whole world is permeated by one supreme reality. So what do? You renounce and enjoy the wealth. How can I enjoy if I renounce? No, you don't have to renounce the wealth. You don't have to renounce your Mercedes-Benz car. You don't have to renounce your house. What you have to renounce? Your proprietorship. You are not the owner. You are only a custodian. And give up, renounce this attachment. Give up this possession, sense of possession. And give up this selfishness. And spread this peace all around. Distribute this money all around. So, Isha Vasamidam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagat Tena Taktena Bhunjitha Ma Agrida Kasya Siddham. Don't covet anybody's else wealth, rather than try to distribute the wealth. So that message Swami Vivekananda gave, which is a part of our Indian ethos, which he gave this principle of trusteeship management in America at that time, which is very important now, that when we are looking forward to that, it is very important. And one more thing that has come in the modern science is that SQ has come. Now, Dana Zohar, she is a professor in Oxford University. She has written a book. The name of the book is SQ, Spiritual Intelligence, the Ultimate Intelligence, where she says, physiologically, psychologically, biologically, neurologically, from every point of view, there is a contradictory evidence. There is something called SQ, which is the basis of both IQ and EQ. IQ will tell you how to play the game of life. EQ will tell you how to play the game of life under changed circumstances. SQ will tell you why to play the game of life. All these details are given. But how to achieve this SQ? For that, our Indian ethos gives the solution. This harmony of 4 yogas in our own times, Swami Vivekananda has given how to develop SQ in a very, very comprehensive manner. He has given the definition. Each soul is potentially divine. In his book on Raj Yoga, he says, each soul is potentially divine. The goal of human life is to manifest this divinity within by controlling nature, external and internal. Do this either by work or worship or psychic control or philosophy. By one or more all of this, and be free. This is the whole of religion. Doctrines, dogmas, rituals, temples, churches, mosques are but secondary details. So Dana Zohar says, a person may be highly religious and yet low in SQ, and a person may be less religious but high in SQ. So religion and spirituality has been divided, and that is what Swami Vivekananda said. When we practice these 4 yogas, we'll be able to have spiritual development, and that will lead to happiness and peace in everyday life, culminating in infinite happiness and peace, and culminating in our objective of manifesting the divinity and reaching 100% SQ, spiritual intelligence. So from that point of view also, now Indian ethos, because of that SQ, has become very important. One type of leadership that is becoming very prevalent and very popular, as you know, is servant leadership. Robert Greenleaf started this in 1976, but now only the whole world, corporate world, is also embracing that servant leadership, that the best type of leadership. What is servant leadership? Servant leadership is by leading by example rather than by precept, and leading by renunciation, leading by unselfishness, and leading by service attitude. And that type of leadership is now becoming very successful. So this servant leadership in our own times was given long back, 5,000 years back. Sri Krishna practiced this servant leadership, became the charioteer of Arjuna. And Swami Vivekananda in our own times, he practiced servant leadership. And you know, whatever he earned little of money by begging, all when he came, he immediately handed over to his brother disciple Swami Brahmananji. And he started Ramakrishna Mission, not Vivekananda Mission. He started Ramakrishna Mission in the name of his Guru to implement the message of Sri Ramakrishna of serving humanity irrespective of caste, creed, color, religion, nationality, Shiv Gyana Jeev Seva. With that objective, he started Ramakrishna Mission and all the other service activities, but he did not take the credit. And he did not become the first president. First president was Swami Brahmananji. Because he did not go for power and position, because he went only for serving, because he practiced servant leadership, with the result, when Swami Vivekananda passed away in meditation on 4 July 1902, at the age of 39 years, there were 5 centers of Ramakrishna Mutt and Mission, 1 in America, New York, 4 in India. At present, we have 265 branch centers. The organization is growing and growing and growing because of the visionary Swami Vivekananda. He practiced servant leadership. So with the result, because of that vision, today Ramakrishna is growing, growing, growing. 265 centers all over the world, 65 abroad, 200 in India. Apart from 1,000 non-affiliated centers seeking affiliation run by our devotees and friends in so many places and so many hospitals, so many educational institutions, so much of rural and tribal development work. Last year, the service projects of all service projects, educational, tribal development, rural development, health, all combined, and relief activities, all combining 1,100 crores of rupees was spent by Ramakrishna Mission. So you can imagine how much it has grown from what Swami Vivekananda left. Normally, a leader leaves and the organization either dies or survives on oxygen. But here, the organization is thriving and thriving and striving and progressing, marching forward because Swami Vivekananda practices servant leadership. So this servant leadership also has its roots in Indian ethos. So that is why this, for stress management, for development of SQ, for servant leadership, for various reasons, for karma capitalism, Indian ethos is becoming very important. The 4th wave of management based on Indian ethos is becoming important. That is why India is going to become a superpower, economic superpower. Already it has become, it is the 5th largest economy. Very soon it will become the 3rd largest economy, but not only economical, but in every way it will prosper. I was invited by Indore Management Association sometime back during the 29th International Management Conclave 2020. And that time, the point was raised whether India will be able to reach $5 trillion economy. I said, it will certainly reach. And I said, I am not telling this because I am not an economist. And yet I am telling confidently that it will reach 5 trillion economy. And it's already reached now. But that time, in 4 years back, I had told. On what basis? On the basis of a vision of Swami Vivekananda. One day, Swami Vivekananda was meditating, and afterwards, in Bengaluru, after his meditation was over, he said, I have seen. And his brother, this was very much curious. Swamiji, what have you seen? I have seen next 500 years of India in my vision. What did you see? I saw that India has become great. It has become so great that its past glory will fade into insignificance. Economically, it has become so great. Earlier also it was Sone ki Chidiya, but it will become greater than that also. So economically also it will prosper, and in all ways it will prosper. It will become a superpower. This is what Swamiji saw in his vision while meditating. Next 500 years of India he has seen. So I am very much confident, based on that vision, that India will prosper. India is going to get forward. There are many enemies tries, foreign power within India, trying to disrupt the economy, trying to disrupt India's growth. Nothing going to this. Swami Vivekananda wrote in a prophetic vision, I see my mother India coming up with a whole golden halo. None can resist her anymore. India is going to become great. None can stop it. So with my offering to Swami Vivekananda and my thanks to IIM Bengaluru, I conclude here with my prayer, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kashchid Dukh Mapnuyat. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.